For the trilogy, for when they released the movie of all the, I don't know. I've been trying to find that out myself because when I was in Japan and I saw that they were showing it in some store, I'm like, oh my god, I hope they call me to do that. I called the people at Bandai who were in charge of the game and they didn't know what was going to happen.
They're not sure.
I know they've got a new cast for the Roots series, and I don't know if they want to use the Roots people. But because I love it so much, I would hope that they ask us.
Okay, and another question. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're a good friend. You remembered your friend's question even over yours.
Aww. What got you into voice acting?
The hot chicks. Oh.
Yeah, work alone. It was, you know, I've always loved it. I mean, I've been a fan of animated stuff and animated stuff especially since I was a little kid. And but I never even thought that it was. I almost never even really had the dream to do it because I didn't even know how I could or whatever. And then we got to talking about it, and we said, well, let's take a class in voice acting and go from there. That's really
because we started from not having any experience with it either. I mean, we basically one day looked at each other and said, yeah, that voice acting thing, what's that about? Let's take a class and we can learn what it is and figure it out.
That's where it started. He's back.
With a lightsaber. Oh, that's not what it is.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hello.
Okay. Actually, one question I forgot to mention. Honestly, when they cast you for Code Geass, what would it have been like if you were cast as Lelouch instead of Suzaku? Because I kind of expected you as Lelouch.
I've been waiting for that question. It was back and forth and back and forth. I hear it was. We had Johnny Suzaku and Yuri Lelouch, or Johnny Lelouch and Yuri Suzaku, and I think they went back and forth, and that was finally the decision that Bandai Japan made. They may have I don't know. John and I have been facing off a lot recently. It's kind of awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I think it. You know, honestly, it could have gone either way. I'm happy the way it went.
When I was thinking of a voice request, it was actually if you were Lelouch instead of Suzaku.
Well, thanks, man.
Oh, and speaking of which, really quick, where would the Code Geass signing be?
It's at the Bandai booth. And it's at 3:15, so 15 minutes after this, so I'm gonna have to like sprint from here to there, but I'll be.
It's gonna be like, thanks Joker, I'm out of here. I meant Joker because he's in the line, not you.
It's totally new. Is it Joker?
Yes, I'm excited about that. There's Joker.
Hi, this is my first Otakon as well.
Oh, congratulations! You survived so far.
Yes. I have a question for you.
For me?
Yes.
Yes.
What is your opinion on the Shikamaru and Tamari character?
Well, I think it could be kind of interesting, especially because, you know, that's going to happen, or maybe happen, possibly.
You don't have to spoil it for them.
They already know.
They've already watched it.
You know, because we aged, and we're a little more grown up, and a little more mature, and have a little more...
Unless you're Naruto, he's not.
Unless you're Naruto. I think it could be interesting. I mean, if I'm not going to end up with Sasuke, I think it could be interesting. Yeah.
Good answer.
Hello.
Good afternoon. This is a question for both of you. This is a question I always like to ask voice actors. Have you met any of your Japanese voice acting counterparts?
No, go ahead.
I've always wanted to, and there was I was in Japan in April. We were both
we were in Japan
in April. Filming a movie, and I called some of the guys over at Studio Piero.
Where they film?
Yeah, where they record the stuff for Naruto. And I said, I would love to sit in on a session. And they tried to get it together to arrange it where it was a soundscape session.
And Tamara would be the character.
Yeah, and then because of the shooting schedule, we weren't able to.
We were heartbroken.
Because I've never met. I met the guy today who is from Rama and the Japanese voice actors here, Inuyasha and Death Note. And thank you. And I kept meaning to
We were
ask
trying to
him.
mentally go
I was
through,
like, oh my God,
what
is he, because I dubbed any of his voices, and then you guys would probably be able to answer that more than me, because I sort of met him by surprise. I didn't know he was here. So maybe I have met somebody that I've done.
But we really
before.
wanted to meet them when we were in Japan, but it just
Yeah, but it's never really happened. Honestly, I can't imagine why they'd want to meet us. I don't necessarily dream of meeting the Japanese dude who dubs all of Harrison Ford stuff in the Indiana Jones movies, you know, when they dub it to Japanese, you know? So, while I'm sure he's a talented guy, I don't dream of that. I can't imagine why they would want to meet the people who redo their stuff in English. I don't know. I would love to. Thank you. Are you going to use the key or something?
Question for both of you. Do you like chocolate?
We like chocolate, but we're not allowed to accept food from anybody.
Right, but the answer is who doesn't?
Yeah, it's chocolate.
Right. Well, you know what? We can take them, but I don't know if they'll let us eat them.
I'll sign it for you, and you can keep it, and you can eat it.
But if you've got them, we could. And I'll add them to this.
I got your food, Yuri.
This is my manservant, Rich Scott. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Right, I did just accept food, so how would I?
Do you want us to sign them and give them to you?
No, that was a gift.
All right,
For us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Aww.
Thank you. Actually not my manservant. He runs Anime Vegas, so if any of you guys want to go to Vegas, it's impossible.
An awesome convention.
Thank you.
Shameless
plug.
plug.
Shameless plug for
Yes.
Good afternoon, both of you.
Good afternoon.
This is actually my second time here, but first time meeting you. Yuri. I played the Prince of Persia games almost religiously. First time the movie was re-announced. Well, I was actually going to ask that whether or not you actually played and beat any of the games.
I beat the first one, and then I promised myself that even though I had certain issues with the second game, that I would play through that before I went to the third one. And then I got sick with the Dahaka, and going through the same, having to go backwards and forwards through the same areas over and over again. So I gave up on that. But I've been waiting for a big block of time so I can sit down and play through all of Two Thrones, and I have not. I started it once, but haven't gotten to play through the thing. But you know what? Honestly, if I ever want to sit down and do a little Prince of Persia, I always go back to that first game.
Well, actually, I was going to ask about that. In the first game, there's a part where you and Farah split up, and she tells you, I'll just meet you at the paths. There's a very funny little speech that you just went through. Do you remember any of that?
Do you remember the beginning line?
Yeah, I mean, I could do the opening of the game haunts me, and I could do that. I mean, but I do remember those bats part of it. Besides that, all I really sort of remember enough to.
No, that's all.
Let me try again. Was the beginning, which hopefully will do all right by you, and it goes a little something like this. Most people think time is like a river that flows swift and sure in one direction, but I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you they are wrong. Time is an ocean of storm. That still gives me chills.